What's going on, everybody, and welcome to episode 77 of the Game Room Podcast. I'm Rome.
I'm Dove.
And, I was going to start the show, kind of really positive and be like, kind of what we talked about last week, where it's like, September's here. I was going to make a joke because I got my candy corn. I'm a candy corn fan, which I know a lot of people don't like it. It's like, Phillies on the hunt for Red October. Eagles picked up a win. Games are coming out. Usually my favorite time of year, but, right before we went live, we got some pretty rough news, at least for me, about, James Earl Jones passing away. And I think it's such a monumental and iconic voice. I remember seeing Star Wars as a kid and just whoa, you know what I mean? Vader's presence, obviously the on-screen character, but also the voice behind that on-screen character. And obviously Mufasa and all the other iconic roles.
Yeah, he has a very iconic voice.
I think it may be probably one of the most iconic voices ever, to be completely honest with you. So even though it's not gaming related, because I don't think that guy ever did a single game for Darth Vader. I think they always found like a voice synthesizer, because you could always kind of tell that it wasn't really him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
still, it's a cornerstone of pop culture.
Yeah.
And so, rest in peace to James Earl Jones, Darth Vader, Mufasa. But we're gonna move right along again. This is the Game Room Podcast, where each and every week we get you caught up with the headlines from the past week and maybe some of the headlines from today, and get you ready to tackle the week. If you like what you see, make sure you like and subscribe and join our Discord, which you can find in the description down below. Um, but let's get into the headlines. Number one, our top news story from the week. Dev, a trailer for a Minecraft movie, not the Minecraft movie, a Minecraft movie, hit the internet. Let's just kind of get into some details first. So, the teaser came out along with an April 4th, 2025 release date. The Minecraft movie is an upcoming live-action adaptation by Warner Brothers Pictures and Legendary P, and Jared Hess directs it. The cast features Jason Momoa, Jack Black, Emma Myers, Danielle Brooks, Sebastian Eugene Hansen, and Jennifer Coolidge. I assume you have the trailer playing.
Unfortunately.
The movie takes us through a Minecraft-themed world with hyper-realistic visuals. Everything is square, as it should be. However, the level of texture on the blocks is very close to reality. Fans get to see how the flora and fauna of the world will appear as the cast takes on various kinds of deadly mobs like piglins and zombies. The teaser also showcases the iconic crafting table in action and how you build anything you can imagine. So this trailer came out. Before we get into kind of the reception of it, Dev, what was your reaction to the Minecraft movie trailer?
I had two. One was, it should have been just animated. I do like the world animation. I know I know people are 50-50 on that. I personally like it. And my second thing is, if you're going to do live action, it should have just been the kids. Like, I get it. It's a kids movie. I just don't think kids really care that Jason Momoa's in it. Or you know what I mean? I don't think you needed these big names. Have some kids in it if you're going to do live action. I don't know.
So my thoughts are, I did not like the trailer. I didn't think it was very good. I think number one, kind of like you said, it definitely should have been animated because I don't like the way the world looks personally. It looks like Minecraft because of the blocky nature of it, sure, and the biomes and all that. Like, I think they definitely... It's not like some 1993 Super Mario Brothers movie where they're just like, this is not Minecraft. I have no idea where they got this from.
Mm-hmm. But,
I don't know. I don't like the way it looks. I would have preferred them to do something that looked more like the game. As you know, Insider Gaming's description of the movie put it, it's blocky, but it looks real. And I just don't think I was a fan of the way it looked. Like you said, I didn't see the appeal of having Jason Momoa or Jack Black for that matter.
Yeah.
For me, Steve shows up on the screen, and it's just like...
It's Jack Black.
It's Jack Black.
Yeah.
It's not like... It would be like if Chris Pratt came out in Mario overalls for the Mario movie, right? It's why they did animated, because it makes a lot more sense. And I think Minecraft is another one of those movies where it's like, why wasn't this animated, or CG or whatever? Shit, you could probably make a whole movie in-game engine for Minecraft and sold it as a movie, and it would have done incredibly well. And I just, it just didn't really hit with me between that, between the actors and, I'm watching the trailer and, man, it just looks like really bad green screen. I'm watching them, walk around and I'm like, obviously this is not a real place, so there was going to be green screen, but it just looks like green screen. You know how you could just tell looking at it?
Yeah.
It's I don't want to see an image of this movie and be like, oh, that's green screen. I want to be taken into another world where it's that's not green screen. It is, but I'm going to suspend my disbelief.
Yeah.
What's up to Ty in the chat? Ty says, kids like a father figure or uncle like adults in movies. A lot of kids in the past generally have this, so it's fine. I actually get that, and I totally understand having Jason Momoa and Jack Black in it, but it's at the end of the day, especially for me with Jack Black is...
I think that's for the older audience, though. I don't think kids care that Jack Black is in the Minecraft movie. I don't even know if kids recognize Jack Black.
I think it's because Jack Black's really on a streak right now, video game movie.
Yeah, no, I get that,
Bowser,
but
and then he was Claptrap, and now it's just that's just his thing.
His thing, now. Yeah, but I don't think kids care about that.
Can kids tell it's green screen? Doubt it. Well, I mean... Maybe not, but I'm talking about the movie from my perception, which
I think
the movie's definitely selling to kids, but it's still probably trying to sell to a core adult audience as well.
Yeah, I believe it's trying to hit the adult audience. I don't know if this is the way you do it.
Yeah, I just think it doesn't look good. For an IP of this magnitude that makes this much money, I just think it could look better. I don't think you should settle because it's a kids movie. Like growing up, there were some things that like looked incredible for me as a kid, where it's just like they didn't spare any attention to detail because it was for children. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
and I
like,
get it. Yeah, Jack Black is funny, but it doesn't. Kevin Hart was funny. He did not need to be in the Borderlands movie.
yeah, no, that was a complete.
You know what I
flop.
mean?
Yeah,
Like,
a complete miss.
being funny doesn't mean you have to be in the next video game movie. It's just
Well, for me, it's just like I mean that's true. Number one, I mean we don't know like this. I don't. I'm going to assume that this movie isn't supposed to be a straight up comedy. I think it's supposed to be like a fun.
it seems like
movie.
an adventure.
Like I'm sure there's jokes in it, but like is this movie specifically written as a comedy? Like I don't think it is.
No,
Personally,
I'm sure it is. I mean, look,
Well,
I got
again,
comedy vibes from it.
really?
And like
I mean I don't know.
they're doing the things with the sheep and the llamas and like
Well, I mean, it's
kids
a
are supposed to
trailer,
laugh
though. I
at
think
that.
I
Yeah,
think it's meant to kind of have that kind of sizzle in a trailer where it's like you want
Yeah.
people to be feeling things. I don't know. Ty says 100% not trying to hit the adult audience. No way, not Minecraft. There are a lot of adults that play Minecraft. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what he's talking about.
definitely like a millennials at least.
Oh, well, we are adults now. Millennials are adults.
Yeah, yeah. I think this is definitely trying to get.
Yeah, I think Ty. I think you're way off of that. I think Jack Black is funny. Yeah, he is funny. He is, but I don't know. When I watched this trailer, for me specifically, he just looks like Jack Black. Like he didn't even bother to dye his beard or like he doesn't look like the character Steve. Like I know it's kind of silly to say because Steve is like a blocky.
Yeah, yeah. No, I get it though. I get
But
it.
like if you asked me to depict what Steve would look like in the real life, if I took Steve from Minecraft and then instantly kind of like transformed him into a human being, it would not be Jack Black.
Yeah.
like again, it just feels like Jack Black couldn't even be bothered. They were like, okay, Jack, show up on the set with a blue shirt because that's what Steve wears. Like he just looks like Jack Black. There was no thought process at all in his hair, his beard. They're like, just go out there.
Honestly, the only thing, like, I'm watching it right now. If it was just kids, like, I don't know why you have. I just don't get why you have Jason Momoa in a wig and like a pink jacket
But
and like.
but that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think it is just for the kids. I do think that, like you said, there's a lot of millennials because Minecraft's been around for a long time.
No, but you can have.
I think Ty is underselling. I played Minecraft very heavily in high school.
No, but you can
Like,
have.
that's just,
You can have kids. You can have only kids as the main actor and it still be a movie for adults. You know
that's
what I mean?
also very true.
Like
That's
it
a great
doesn't.
point.
You don't like. I don't know.
I just think that, like, I don't know. I also wasn't impressed with it, and neither was a lot of people. The following is coming from Forbes. The Minecraft movie trailer blows past 1 million dislikes. In Minecraft, the Minecraft movie trailer attracted 26 million views on YouTube in 3 days. It garnered a fully underwater ratio of likes to dislikes, with 573,000 likes to 1.1 million dislikes. And it's truly not often you see something like this cross a full million dislikes. Ty says, y'all trim this movie for kids? Like, it's that. I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, Minecraft's been around for a long time.
For such a long time, yeah.
Minecraft's been around for like 14, 15 years.
That's like saying the Mario movie was only for kids. I don't believe that either. Like,
no.
I feel like adults have more connection with Mario than kids do.
Yeah, like you know, what are we talking about here? Like, yes, these movies can be enjoyed by kids, and like, yes, they are geared to partially geared to kids.
But because Minecraft transcends generations, it's not just for kids.
Yeah, like again, like
It's
I
a
know
kids
many
movie that's
people-
not just for kids.
Yeah, like I have a lot of nostalgia for Minecraft, and I have a lot of appreciation for it. And like a Minecraft movie is something that I know I would like to see. So I'm sure there's a lot of other millennials out there who are just like me, who spent a lot of time in high school
Yeah.
and middle school playing this game. So
It's the same thing with the Mario movie, same thing with the Sonic movie. Like,
Yeah. Well, regardless, Ty, I don't think most of the people on YouTube agree with you because again, it has 1.1 million dislikes. Paul Tassi goes on to say it's representative to how terribly the Minecraft trailer was received online, channeling a bizarre blocky but not game blocky animation style for its Minecraft world, with an eclectic cast slapped on a very obvious green screen, including Jason Momoa with the strangest haircut you've ever seen. The most meme-worthy part of the trailer is the appearance of Jack Black, the main character of Steve, the main character of Minecraft, where he simply looks like everyday Jack Black. Now after Black voicing Bowser, so yeah, Paul Tassi says like maybe there might be some like wear down because it's like he was in Mario He was in Borderlands. Now he's in Minecraft. So maybe people are just getting tired of seeing him. He's also kind of not viewed super favorably in the public eye as he, as Paul Tassi puts it, sold out his longtime partner Kyle Gass over political views. They canceled their whole tour over a political joke. I thought that was like the most ridiculous thing. So Paul Tassi goes on to say there's two fundamental, deeply weird things about the movie. Number one, there's no real explanation as to why they needed live action for this movie. As this is the equivalent of Chris Pratt, admittedly I did use this example myself, but Chris Pratt dressing up in a red shirt and overalls falling into the Super Mario Brothers world in a movie, which would have been terrible.
Yeah,
like, could you imagine if it was all animated and then Chris Pratt's like, it's a Mario.
Yeah.
And he falls into the Mushroom Kingdom? That would have been really bad. 2, it's unclear why the film decided to do this weirdly warped block style in the film instead of making the entire movie play out in Minecraft itself, which easily could have been possible. You know, like how the Lego movie was made using Legos? It's a huge missed opportunity, he says.
I disagree with that one, but I think the world itself looks beautiful.
I disagree just because I think it should look more like the games.
I mean, it looks like the games. I don't know. I don't like...
It's just an aesthetic thing. I don't. It doesn't vibe. This is actually great that Ty said it, because here's the second part of Paul Tassi's article. The terrible trailer has sparked a debate about how the people hating on it are not who it's for, as the idea is that kids are going to show up regardless because, well, it's Minecraft.
Yeah.
One of the most popular games of all time that is still massively popular to this day. Plenty of terrible kids movies have made lots of money, and this one, more than most, seems destined to. Which I completely agree. I don't think this is going to bomb at all.
No.
Millions of children are going to go see this movie.
Yeah.
But kids are also not stupid, and the audience for this may skew older and more judgmental. Paul says, I've heard anecdotally that many young fans are weirded out by how it looks too. But again, it is hard to imagine this not going to gross hundreds of millions of dollars no matter what. So, I mean, we'll see what happens when the movie comes out. I mean...
This shot right here.
Which
Let me
one?
see. This world in the back, that looks beautiful. That looks like Minecraft. I don't know how else to...
I don't think it looks enough like Minecraft for me, personally.
That part I disagree with.
I agree to disagree on that.
I feel like if you're going to make a big blockbuster movie, you have to go up. You have to step up a level.
I
don't want it to look like the game. That could have been someone on YouTube could have made that. I want it to look like a $1 million budget movie.
I mean, I'll push back. I guess that one shot specifically doesn't look too
Well, no, earlier when they first get in, it looks... Look at this. That looks gorgeous.
It doesn't look blocky enough.
What do you... I don't know what you mean.
Enough.
I don't know what you... Like,
it doesn't
you
look like Minecraft enough.
It does.
Look at all this stuff that doesn't look blocky. Look at this mountain right here. That doesn't look blocky at all.
They have mountains in Minecraft that don't look blocky.
They look blocky.
Okay. The world itself looks great to me, but...
I just think... Again, I don't think it looks... It's not the worst thing about the movie trailer, for sure. But, you know. Ty says... Stats, boys ages 3 through 12 represent 54% of Minecraft players. However, the average Minecraft player is 24. So, yeah, the average age is skewing to, you know, older Gen Zers and, you know, younger millennials. Like that's
the average. We grew up playing Minecraft, and we're in our 30s.
Yeah.
So it's like...
yeah,
it's just something that transcends generations.
Since like 2008. Like,
yeah.
Deborah, when did... Hold on, I'm going to look it up real quick. When did Minecraft alpha? Because it was alpha, right? That's when it first came out originally. June 30th, 2010 for the alpha. Oh, it says there were further development tests phases in 2009. So the game came out in 2009, Ty. Like, that's 16 years. Like, that's 16 years ago. People have been playing this game for 16 years. Like, there are going to be older people that this movie is going to appeal to. I think the movie isn't just appealing to children, it's appealing to Minecraft fans. And I think that's who you need to appease. Because, like the article said, like, I think we can all agree, children are going to go see this movie no matter what. But, like, what you really want to do is, if you want to make the most money and you want to have the movie be a super massive success, you get everyone talking about it. You know what I mean? Like, if it just comes to be another kids movie, it'll make a bunch of money and then it'll come and go. But, like, if you do it right, you do something special with it, adults will go see it, kids will go see it, everybody will go see it, and that's how you get a cultural phenomenon. You know what I mean? It's like everybody goes and sees it. It's like the Avengers. Like, Man, everybody saw Mario Brothers. Everybody went and saw Mario Brothers.
With how expensive these movies are, you need that many people to go see it just to get a sequel. Because you know they're going to try to get a sequel. Sonic's on their third movie. You know why? They listen to the fans.
Yeah, because the fans were like, that's not Sonic.
Yeah, they listened to the fans, and they made, 2, almost 3 great Sonic movies. Like, I don't know.
I mean, I agree.
And this is just a teaser trailer. Like, this is just a teaser. There'll be an official trailer eventually. Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, I consider this a trailer. I mean, they could say it's a teaser, but it's like a minute and a half long. For me, that's a trailer. But
like, I have no idea what the story is in. It looks like the piglins are the main enemies in this, but...
Yeah. Alright, let's move on to number 2. Tomorrow, the PS5 Pro is going to be revealed. So, earlier today, PlayStation made an announcement that there was going to be a technical showcase with Mark Cerny, who works with the hardware, and it was going to be about 9 minutes. It's going to be tomorrow morning. Everyone's like, this is the PS5 Pro. They didn't say it was, but everyone's like, yeah, it is. And then an unlisted video on PlayStation's YouTube channel is called PS5 Pro. So now everybody knows. If you didn't know before, PS5 Pro is, coming out or getting revealed tomorrow with a launch date expected to be this year. I definitely have my concerns about the PS5 Pro. I mean, it's really just a console iteration, so I'm sure it doesn't matter if it doesn't do super well. But yeah. I'm kind of worried about the price of this thing. Like, I mean, do you think how much do you think the PS5 Pro is going to cost?
What is the PS5 at right now? The disc version.
I can tell you. Hold on. PS5 disc. Let's see. It's going for $500.
$500, yeah.
If you go to buy it through PlayStation directly, they're selling the Slim for $500, and I think the Slim is with the disc drive. Yeah. So it's the middle model, because remember they slimmed down their year one or whatever you call it. So right now you can go on PlayStation and buy it for $500. That's what it's going for with the disc.
So yeah, I imagine it's being about I want to say $560.
I think it's gonna be $600.
You think $600?
I think it's gonna be $600.
I don't know what Pro means. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what they're gonna up in terms of hardware.
Well, in terms of specs, it's gonna have in terms of system memory, it's gonna have a 28% increase over the current PS5 console. CPU
I have it right here.
Identical, but with a high CPU frequency mode. Audio is going to run at a higher clock speed, a 35% increase in performance in audio, 45% faster rendering than the current PS5 console, 3 times ray tracing. I don't know if that's 3 times more or just...
Okay. I have it over here 2 times hardware ray tracing.
Oh, it says 2 to 3 times.
Okay.
So, 33.5 teraflops. I love that. PSSR, PlayStation Spectral, super resolution upscaling. Support for up to 8K resolutions. I mean, that alone tells me it's going to be pricey, probably. Custom machine learning architecture, AI accelerator. I just see this being a $600 box. I mean, which leads to the question, who is this for? I mean, I just don't know.
I think any Pro console is for hardcore. If you already own a PlayStation 5, any Pro console I think is for hardcore.
See, here's the thing. Usually when they come out with these Pro consoles, you already see a price cut in the original console, which means that it's usually a more competitive price for the Pro. And this time around, I just don't think we're seeing that. I don't know. I just think that even a hardcore... I think my biggest reason, and I don't just mean this for the PS5, I mean this for Xbox as well. This console generation, I don't think we've really seen enough justification to need to upgrade the boxes yet. Where it's I just don't think that there's been that much of a leap where it's my question is have we really pushed the PS5 and the Xbox Series X to their limits? Because that's a little disappointing if we have. I don't know. I just haven't seen those experiences. And maybe we're just getting to that point where this is how marginal the upgrades are going to be. But I think it's just not a very impressive leap for me personally. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see how it does. But I think between Super Switch coming out next year, I think there's a lot of dual console gamers out there, like PS5 and Nintendo players, that if me personally, I'm not getting a PS5 Pro.
Yeah.
Like, I'm definitely going to be saving up for a Super Switch. But, I mean, it'll pay off for them in a year, I guess, when they say that, like, they have the most powerful place to play GTA 6. So, I mean, you know, we'll see how that goes. Ty says he's happy enough it's out. He doesn't have a PS5. He can play these games on 60 frames, like GTA, Starfield at 120 frames. Why not?
Yeah, I think someone like Ty benefits the most. Someone who doesn't have a PlayStation, who wants to get one, and like GTA comes out next year, and I think that's what they're really gonna push for that. Like, hey, I mean, unless Xbox comes out with something, but it'll be like play GTA, the best on, PS5 Pro.
Well, I mean, yeah. That's going to be their marketing headline.
Yeah, but that's a year from now. We don't know.
Whereas, rightfully so, Xbox is totally going to be like, what's the cheapest way to get GTA 6? An Xbox Series S.
Probably, yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, I think that...
But I think it's good to have both options. You want a powerful option and a cheap option.
Competition's important, and you want to see that. So, yeah, we'll be talking more about the PS5. I almost said the PS6. PS5 Pro next week after we get this information tomorrow on what's going on with it. And we'll react more to it next week. Number 3 in the headlines, Xbox. We weren't sure if they were going to. Because, honestly, this isn't the same Xbox from a year ago,
Mm-hmm.
But Xbox has announced officially that they are returning to the Tokyo Game Show, which I'm a big fan that they are. The officials from the Xbox Wire, the Xbox Tokyo Game Show 2024 broadcast will return on Thursday, September 6th. If you live in America, it's going to be in the middle of the night. 3 a.m. Pacific, 6 a.m. Eastern. We warmly welcome players around the world to tune in as we share content from Xbox Game Studios, Activision, Blizzard, and Bethesda. We'll also showcase an exciting lineup of games from third-party partners primarily based in Japan and across Asia, including games coming to Xbox Game Pass. This year's broadcast will be available on the Tokyo Game Show's official YouTube channel as well as Xbox social channels. Every year, Xbox Tokyo Game Show is redesigned to showcase a unique Japan-inspired theme. This year, the iconic Xbox Nexus, a Japanese player, and a lucky black cat have been paired together to be given a sci-fi look. We hope this year's Xbox theme brings players around the world good luck and great joy in their gaming pursuits. And they say they can't wait to show us what they have to show us at the Xbox Tokyo Game Show. I'm really glad that they're doing this. I'm a big proponent in like showing up to showcases, or like as silly as that sounds, where it's like no matter what you have to show up at Gamescom, show up at Tokyo Game Show. Obviously the Tokyo Game Show is usually it's not like the most breaking news announcements. The best part of it usually for me is the Game Pass editions. I remember this is when they announced that Octopath 1 and 2 were coming back to Xbox.
Okay.
2 specifically. 1 was already on Xbox, but they said 1 was coming to Game Pass and 2 was coming to Xbox. I'm very excited to see what they have here. I would predict and be hopeful for some Final Fantasy news here. I think that that's a big thing for them that we know from Jez Corden saying that like all of the Final Fantasy slate is on the docket. The Pixel remakes, 7 remake, 16. I think there's a lot there that they could announce. So yeah, I'm excited for the Game Pass games, and obviously this is a big blow for Devereaux, who did in fact once say that Xbox hates Japan and Japan hates Xbox.
I didn't say that.
Gamers,
you're just bad at listening.
Don't want Japanese games.
He's bad at listening. I mean, you guys know. You guys are here.
You could go back and watch the show. Like it's
show me.
I don't remember what episode it was on. I wish I had known, because I would have written the episode number down.
You wouldn't. You would have nothing to write.
No, I would. You literally sat there and said Xbox.
Well, when you find it, just bring it up.
Play Japanese
when
games.
you find it, just bring it up.
I've got too much to do. I don't have time to go back.
That's convenient.
It's literally true, and you know that. Ty says King from Iron Lord says the whole slate is coming. He also said a Game Pass game will be announced. Final Fantasy, but chance it might be other Japanese game. Well, I mean, yeah. That's a King from Iron Lords. I don't think anything he said was wrong, but it's all very like vaguely correct, because we already know that Jez said Final Fantasy was coming, and like I'm sure there will be Game Pass announcements. I mean, they say it on their own Xbox Wire, but yeah, that's another thing. We'll be talking about that in a few weeks and see what happens at Tokyo Game Show. Number 4 on the headlines, Mario Party Jamboree previews are live, and I've compiled some quotes and want to get some thoughts out about the game. Deborah, obviously, our friendship has been forged and tested through Mario Party, along with Forrest and whatnot. How much you love Mario Party?
I love it a lot.
I love it a lot too.
The GameCube games are the best ones. They're so fun.
Games are the best ones.
They're really not.
They really are. Specifically 2 and 3.
4, 5, and 6. Those are the best ones.
So here's the thing. I would concede to you that I think 4 is probably better than 1. But then 2 and 3 are the best, and 5 and 6 are below 1.
4, 5, and 6 are the best ones.
Oh, you're wrong, but that's okay. Right, that's why with the new games they're bringing the old boards from 1, 2, and 3 back, not 4, 5, and 6. Right?
But they're making them better. They're making them actually playable, unlike they have been.
They're not really changing them. They're just kind of graphically updating them. I mean, they're not really different maps.
No, they're definitely changing them.
I don't
think there's as many chance times, which is ass.
Yeah, well, I agree that that's ass. You should always have chance time.
You shouldn't.
What do you mean? That's how you live. You live for this. You inject it in your veins. The fucking rush of Forrest hitting a chance time as Donkey Kong and turning the entire world around.
No.
Anyways, so outlets got their hands on the game this past few weeks. Here's some quotes. Whereas Super Mario Party doubled down on the Joy-Con's motion controls, and Mario Party Superstars was a pure throwback compilation sticking with button controls, Jamboree takes a best of both worlds approach. That's from VGC. VGC also goes on to say, boards remain the staple Mario Party experience that's the most appealing to players of all skill levels, but with a lot more chaos and the kind of balancing shenanigans that's typical of Nintendo. These quotes, I picked them specifically because it's just it sounds great. It sounds like Mario Party. I'm all about it. IGN says Super Mario Party Jamboree, which I think it's just called Mario. Is it Super Mario Party Jamboree?
Yeah.
Okay. For some reason, I thought it was just called Mario Party Jamboree. Super Mario Party Jamboree looks to combine all the learnings from both Super and Superstars into one new Ultimate Party package. And based on our time with it so far, it has the potential to be the best original Mario Party game in over 15 years.
Nice.
Polygon says, but Super Mario Party Jamboree is pure Mario Party through and through. It has plenty of new additions, like all new minigames, 2 new characters fresh to the franchise, Pauline and Ninji. But you probably know what you're getting yourself into with this 25-year-old franchise. If you skipped out on Mario Party Superstars and Super Mario Party for Switch, Jamboree is a great place to jump in. I do appreciate how it definitely seems like the game is doing a lot of traditional Mario Party stuff, but at the same time also trying to do something new. I think
all new mini games is pretty cool, especially because you already have that collection that came out.
Yeah.
So I like that.
I think where Mario Party really kind of lost its way. Not jokingly, I'm not going to say the GameCube games, but I think Mario Party really lost its way when it kind of took away from the board game aesthetic and the board game gameplay. I think when they got to a point where it's more like everyone's in a car and we're everyone's doing the same thing.
Was that the Wii or Wii U with the car?
I think they started that with the Wii. I think the first Wii one was kind of, but it was
traditional.
But the boards were very straight. They were straight lines. There was very little creativity in the boards, and I think that's something that with the recent Mario Party games on Switch, they've kind of started to get back into, which obviously, personally, I think is a great thing. Variety says, I realize that the next 2 quotes are very similar. Variety says, in total, there are 7 Mario Party maps to play on, more than 110 minigames, and 22 total characters to play as, including the 2 newcomers, which we talked about. Super Mario Party Jamboree has a dizzying amount of minigames to play, but this time the series amps up its online play. No other Mario Party and very few Nintendo games outside of Battle Royales offer huge 20-player modes. With casual multiplayer games like Overcooked and Fall Guys gaining popularity in recent years, it's great to see Mario Party finally arrive and offer its tried-and-true minigame format in the modern online era. So again, there's a lot of modes. There's the Koopathlon mode, which I believe that was the 20-player online mode. There's just a lot of offering, it seems, in this game. Let's see. And then the gamer says, and I'll close with this, but no matter its size, what I love most are the spontaneous moments of havoc that emerge when moving across the board, landing in the wrong place, or a minigame erupting into expletives as a 1 in a million occurrence screws you over. This is what Mario Party is about, and so far, Jamboree nails it. So I'm very excited for Super Mario Party Jamboree coming out in October. Sure, I'll pick it up and you'll come over, Forrest will come over, and
we'll play a game.
And then I'll stab you. Here's the thing. I don't think we talk about it enough on the podcast. I think that you and I have always had this rivalry in games, where it's like Forrest is just kind of there.
Yeah.
He's just kind of there. Fourth wheel, whoever they are, they're always kind of there too. It's just like whether it be like my wife or like another friend, and then it's like we're all playing, but it's always me and Deborah who are just like I've definitely stolen stars from you in Mario Party when you were in like last place. Strategically, like I've been like, I'm not really worried about AJ or anyone else, so I'm just gonna.
It was not strategically. It was just because it was me. There was no strategy behind it.
They were like, "Are you sure you don't want to take from someone else? This other guy's got 5 stars." Yeah. I'm sure. Take it from Deborah. Take Deborah's 1 star. Who's the best at Smash Bros? Me.
Yeah, I would say Rome.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on. Number 5. Ubisoft is feeling some pressure to go private as their share prices continue to fall. Ubisoft is facing pressure from an investor to take the company private as its shares continue to fall on the London Stock Exchange. Less than a week after shares of Ubisoft fell to a 10-year low due to the reception of Star Wars Outlaws, an investor in the company is making a public push for the company to be taken private. This has led shares falling even further, down to £13.66 euros, as of the closing of trading on Monday. In a publicly released letter, AJ Investments says that Ubisoft is an undervalued company and should be worth 40 to 45 euros per share. The hedge fund says it has concerns about the future of Ubisoft as well as its current management. Ubisoft at current state is mismanaged and shareholders are hostages of the Guillemot family members and Tencent who take advantage of them, the letter said. Management is focused on pleasing investors with beating quarterly results and not focusing on long-term strategy to provide exceptional experience for the gamers. Our company has an extensive knowledge about the gaming industry, and we were long-term shareholder in Activision Blizzard, and we started our Ubisoft position a couple weeks ago and still adding to it. The company suggests that the company that goes private with Tencent as a significant partner and shareholder. In addition to that, it wants Ubisoft to implement a comprehensive cost reduction program and optimize staffing levels to be more comparable with industry leaders. Ty says he's considering buying some Ubisoft stocks. It's undervalued right now. This will involve difficult decisions, but is necessary to ensure long-term viability and competitiveness, they say. We'll also mention that they are aware of the layoffs Ubisoft has made in recent years. Lastly, the fund suggests making management changes, including the hiring of a new CEO to replace Yves Guillemot. Ubisoft has yet to respond to the letter or request for comment. For what it's worth, AJ Investments holds less than 1% share in Ubisoft. So there's less than 1% shareholders calling for the company to go private. Because, and to be fair, you can definitely see that with Ubisoft, where there is a little bit of they are just more focused on pleasing the stockholders. You know, you can really see it, and I would like to see Ubisoft focus a little bit more on that. Taking care of your gamers, being private would probably be a better option.
I don't even know if they have. It doesn't sound like they have to.
They don't have to, but if you care about stocks, their stocks are going down a lot. And
I think once Shadows comes out, the stocks will shoot up.
Probably. Ubisoft stock price dropped another 7% amid all of the uncertainty. I guess that's really all to add to it. Since that letter came out, asking them to go private, the stock dropped another 7%. That's true. It would. If it Ty says if they go private, there still would be shareholders. It would just be Tencent.
I don't want it to just be Tencent.
Yeah, I don't want that either. So maybe not.
It's funny how one game, Valhalla made $1 billion for the company,
Yeah, it is kind of weird.
and it's like, guys, we're struggling.
And like, did Outlaws really not sell that well?
I mean, I believe that it didn't. I'm sure it's doing fine. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's like a top contender. Like, it's not going to be like best selling game ever, but
I don't know.
I'm sure it's fine.
Number 6 in the headlines: the Super Switch is rumored to be backwards compatible. That's according to industry insider Nate the Hate.
It better be.
God, I fucking hope so. That's according to industry insider Nate the Hate, who has a track record of breaking news prior to official announcements. Responding to speculation that the Super Switch may have entered mass production, he said he said in a Reddit post on Wednesday, it has backwards compatibility support. Like you said, it better have it. And
Yeah.
I think in today's gaming world, that's so critical. Like, you can't not have backwards compatibility. I don't care who you are, Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo. Like, if you're putting out hardware, like, you can't go backwards anymore. Like, this isn't the old days where, like, oh man, my GameCube can't play N64 cartridges. It's like, you need to make an effort now.
Especially because there's also rumors that this isn't a generational jump. This is in a way their Pro.
Yeah.
So it just like, it's not a Switch 2 technically. It's a Super Switch.
That's why it's got to be the name.
Yeah.
We gotta get this. We gotta go to Nintendo. Be like, look, you're not gonna give us Pokemon on NSO. You're not gonna give us the Zelda ports, which aren't happening. You're not gonna give us anything that we actually asked for. For once, just call it the Super Switch. And then the Nintendo assassins come up behind. Just,
you know too much.
how did you know that's what we were gonna call it? And as I'm dying, I'm like, fuck yeah, I knew it. Ugh. Ty says, did you guys not find it weird that we're having this conversation? Me and GameCube were compatible and we were compatible. Why won't the Switch? I just think because this is a common question that happens generation to generation.
It's very Nintendo for them not to do it. Nintendo's always been kind of behind with that, and I don't know, it sucks.
No one buying that shit? You are so wrong. Ty is so wrong with his Nintendo takes. To be fair, Ty is not a Nintendo guy, so I really just... Ty's saying that nobody will buy this Super Switch if it's not like a...
I'm going to say this right now. This is something I can say that you can quote me on. I think the Switch 2 will sell more than the PS5 Pro and whatever the mid-generation of Xbox is combined.
I agree.
I don't know how... I don't know what hole you're living in.
He's living in the hole that's called Ireland. They have like potato famines and stuff there, don't they? Isn't that the whole thing? Couldn't get out from under the boot of the queen, now the king. Sitting around, oi, hey, get off that screen door. Don't make me do this. I don't want to use this. Okay, good. He understands. Sorry. Anyways, next up in the headlines, number 7. AKA what happens when there's a monopoly and there's little competition in the gaming space. PlayStation is increasing the price of their controllers by $5 because why not? Sony has quietly started increasing its price of the DualSense PS5 controllers by $5 at many retailers in the U.S. Wario64 first spotted the price increase at Best Buy before noticing the DualSense has gone up at Target, GameStop, and directly through PlayStation's own store. It comes after recent price increases for the console in Japan, but there are no signs of price increase. There are no signs console prices will increase in the U.S. at this point. Yeah, so again, that's what happens. You know, I mean, PlayStation can do it because they can. Xbox clearly getting less competitive with them. PlayStation's going to start pushing their luck. Last week they raised the price of consoles in Japan. This week, controllers in America, and like that's why it's hard to imagine the PS5 Pro is not going to be at minimum $600. Like, I can't see them selling this box for anything under $6.
We'll find out tomorrow.
We will. Next up, number 8, Annapurna Interactive as a known indie publisher, is going to be experimenting with AAA development. This is after Annapurna president Nathan Gary exits. Following comes from The Hollywood Reporter. Nathan Gary is stepping down as the president of Annapurna, a post he has held since 2021. The Hollywood Reporter has learned Gary will also be departing the company. The co-heads of Annapurna's indie gaming division, Deborah Mars and Nathan Vella, are also departing. Hector Sanchez recently rejoined Annapurna from Epic Games and was named the company's president of Interactive and New Media. Sanchez helped launch Annapurna Interactive in 2016. He will oversee the company's indie gaming efforts as Annapurna is also looking to expand into AAA large-budget games. Under Ellison and her senior leadership, the company will integrate its in-house gaming operations with the rest of Annapurna's divisions, which include film, TV, and theater. Gary was elevated to president following his time as chief of Interactive, co-founding the company's gaming division. In the past couple of years, Annapurna has ascended in the indie game space, producing award-winning indie games like What Remains of Edith Finch and Stray, the latter of which sold multi-million units in a first month of release and won the gaming world equivalent of an Oscar in 2022. Dev, I think it's really interesting for in 2024 as a successful indie publisher to say, you know what, let's get into AAA gaming. Do you think I'm wrong on that take where it's just like, it just seems like a really weird time in a time where we're seeing ballooning budgets and like costs that just are not really seeing dividends on most releases.
The only reason I say no, I mean, they're usually publishers, right?
Well, they are publishers, but like again, like publishers are the ones that lose the money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I just think for me, my thought process is like, you're seeing right now indie games doing a lot more and a lot better.
Yeah.
And I just think it's really weird for Annapurna, which is a really good indie publisher. Like,
yeah.
They've seen a lot of success in the indie sphere or indie
But
sector.
I think that's
weird.
why though. I think they're like, let's cash in. Let's try to build up something. Let's go all in on an indie developer, make them AAA. I think that's where the goal is. So no, I don't think it's too weird. I think Annapurna is doing great right now in the game space.
They are, and this could work out very well for them. I just think the timing is a little weird, personally. All right, number 9. We have an update from Anatria, which, if you recall, was the game last week that said they weren't coming to Xbox due to licensing or certification issues.
Mm-hmm.
On their official Twitter page, they said, "Maskless ones, thanks to Phil Spencer and our amazing community, we're now in direct contact with the Xbox team. We're excited to work on bringing Anatria, the last song, to Xbox ASAP." And they put a official statement. "We would like to officially thank Phil Spencer and his team for reaching out to us promptly and helping to resolve our situation. We would also like to thank our amazing community for all the support shown in recent days. Your voice has been heard very loud and clear, and your commitment has been heartwarming. We are now working closely with Microsoft, and we hope that this collaboration will lead to the game's release for Xbox as soon as possible." Once again, bullying corporations does work and should be done as often as possible. So Microsoft has apologized. Insider Gaming says that they spoke... where is the update? So today, Greco updated the fans on his Discord personally. The CEO, Giacomo Greco, the CEO of Giamma Games, the developer, said that Microsoft contacted them and said that they were very sorry about the situation. They're trying to solve everything as soon as possible. So it's a good update. Number 10, for those wondering how Genshin Impact is going to work on Xbox, we have some details now. There we go. After a long wait, Genshin Impact is finally heading to Xbox on November 20th, 2024. Genshin Impact is a widely successful action RPG from Shanghai developer Hoyoverse, known for Honkai Star Rail and Zenless Zone Zero as well. As part of the gacha subgenre, players battle across a huge open world and collect character heroes, either by grinding missions and quests or by gambling in-game currency purchased via microtransactions. Genshin Impact has generated hundreds of millions for its developers since its launch, and has received mountains of high-quality post-launch updates for free, solidifying its place at the apex of the genre. The game's absence on Xbox have been noticed over past years, but it's coming to Xbox November 20th. Xbox's website had a note. To make up for the wait, Microsoft and Hoyoverse are partnering up to deliver some extra benefits for Genshin Impact players on Xbox via Game Pass Ultimate. A spokesperson for Hoyoverse collaborated. Genshin Impact is a free-to-play game. You do not need to purchase Game Pass Ultimate or Core to play the game in co-op mode. Players with Game Pass Ultimate subscription can receive in-game bundles upon the game's launch and after subsequent version updates, as well as play Genshin Impact on Xbox Cloud Gaming. Xbox's website had an error that said that Genshin Impact required Xbox Game Pass Core or like Xbox Live Gold to play online. However, that's not true. It's not correct. That was a mistake on their part. Xbox One users will not have the Genshin Impact at launch. Oh, I'm sorry. So, Genshin Impact will only be available on Xbox Series consoles exclusively. Xbox One users will have to use the cloud gaming app to get it, to play it. There will not be an Xbox One version. This sounds great. I mean, obviously it's free to play, and just adding more value to Game Pass is really important. It's kind of similar to what happened with Valorant, where it's like, I don't know if it's going to be everything. It doesn't sound like it will be, but it's like, hey, like, if you're a Game Pass subscriber, Xbox, we have extra bundles or whatever it is that's going on Genshin Impact. Stuff like that's huge. I think Xbox needs to really continue that with Game Pass, where it's like, hey, keep bringing games to Game Pass, but for those big behemoth games that are like really up there and a lot of them are free to play, bring extra content that gives value to your platform. I just think that that's the way to do it. Number 11. Warner Brothers says Hogwarts Legacy follow-up is a major priority for the company. Quote, obviously a successor to Hogwarts Legacy is one of the biggest priorities in a couple of years down the road, Chief Financial Officer Gunnar Weidenfels said at the Bank of America conference on Wednesday. So there is certainly a significant growth contribution from that game's business in our strategic outlook here. The Harry Potter spinoff sold over 24 million copies. Obviously, that's something that they should definitely explore. They really, that's the formula for licensed games, by the way. It's like, hey, take an IP, make a game that fits into the world of that IP, and that's it. Is it really not that hard? Like, not that simple?
No, I think so. I think it's simple.
I just feel like sometimes it's not. It's just like,
but also you can do that and still fail. Look at Gollum, whatever. Like, that was just an awful game. It's just a bad game. Like,
well, yeah,
just,
that's factually true. It was an awful game.
Do you think they're going to try to make the second game a live service? Because, and we talked about this before with Justice League, or I think Hogwarts fits the live service model way more. It's I can see it easier in Hogwarts than I can in Justice League. And I don't want them to do it, but we've heard what they said. They're going to double down on making live service games, and this game made them so much more money.
Problem is, you're 100% correct.
Yeah, it sucks. I don't want to be right. I'm just saying
it's going to totally be a live service game.
And I think there's a way to do it, and it still be fun and not like it doesn't feel like you're squeezing the life out of gamers.
Yeah.
You know, it's a school. There's seasons. There's classes. There's, you can have different wands, different broomsticks.
It's going to suck.
Yeah, we'll see.
Next up on the headlines, number 12, Undead Labs. Undead Labs is ending support for State of Decay 2 to focus on the sequel. They confirmed that later this year it'll end development support for State of Decay 2, pivoting to focus maximum attention on State of Decay 3. In a post published on stateofdecay.com, it was confirmed that a final content update will drop later this year, permanently unlocking content that was previously locked behind some kind of gate. The team has reassured users that it won't be sunsetting State of Decay 2 or taking it offline, but following update 38 later this year, there will be no more updates following it.
I was kind of surprised about this because I I was more surprised that they were still updating the game and they haven't moved their team over to State of Decay 3. That was like more of my like, oh, you guys are now you're gonna stop.
I feel like there were probably like the people that were behind were just like content, like they're just people making the update, so it's just new content.
Okay, but still new.
I'm sure
why
most
like
of the
save
I'm
that
sure most
content?
of the base work was being done.
I can't imagine there being a big player base for State of Decay 2. That's just me. I don't know at all.
Well, maybe you're wrong.
I could be wrong. Yeah, I
They
could
kept
be wrong.
updating it, so it clearly must have been worth it for them.
I guess so.
I mean, again, you take care of your community, you'll like the third game's going to come out, and people are very excited for it. The third had a great showing at Xbox's Summer Showcase, their E3 show, if you would. I think that the game looked really good, and it's going to make the TV look good. I think clearly the game looked incredible. Like probably one of the best pieces of gameplay footage we've ever seen.
We're getting conflicting thoughts, but
What? What's going on here?
stop, or I'm gonna have to take away your your admin status.
Where? I don't see it. What did he? What was said? Hold on. Oh, I'm sorry. I accidentally put time 10 seconds.
You're gonna make me. I'm gonna have to give Ty. I'm gonna have to make him admin.
No. That's.
I'm
not
gonna have
necessary.
to.
It's not necessary at all. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Anyways. So yeah, I'm looking forward to State of Decay 3. Number 13. Days Gone director slammed Bend Studios for not protecting its legacy in Astrobot. Days Gone was released on.
Oh
PlayStation.
wow. So wait, Days Gone is not an Astrobot?
It is.
Oh, okay,
But the
okay.
director is slamming the studio for not standing up for the IP.
Oh, even though that you put it.
So let me explain.
Okay, because
So Days Gone was released on PlayStation 4 in 2019, emerging as a solid enough open world post-apocalyptic shooter with some innovative elements. It was a bit of a performance-based nightmare at launch, but it leveled out quite nicely and was eventually ported to PC, offering players on 2 platforms an enjoyable end-of-world experience. Unfortunately, despite the potential of the universe for expansion and another game, Bend Studio announced some time ago that it wouldn't be pursuing a sequel, leaving the title to rust and age confined to the abyss of history. That has never sat well with the game's director, who recently spoke out against Bend for using Days Gone protagonists to promote other games. To celebrate the launch of Astrobot, Bend Studio posted a picture of Deacon St. John, the main character from Days Gone, watching other Astrobot characters playing on a beach. By way of a response, John Garvin, one of the writers and directors working on Days Gone, said, "Kinda sad that Deke, or Deacon St. John, has been reduced to promoting other games. Well done, Bend Studio. Way to protect your legacy." This isn't the first time Garvin has taken to social media to vent his frustrations regarding the abandonment of Days Gone. The gaming industry veteran departed Bend Studios in 2019, months after the release of Days Gone. And he's always rued how his game was treated in the years that followed. He doubled down in his comments on Twitter. He says, "Haha, I see my character reduced to a cartoon shill promoting some small game and I'm being harsh? Sit down, my brother. Adults are talking."
small game.
I guess he viewed Astrobot as a small game. I mean, at the end of the day, I think what he says small game, but I think it is a more colorful game, whereas Days Gone was a more mature game that people would say is like aimed at adults. I think that there's, to be completely honest, like a large section of gamers who don't like things like Nintendo because they conceive it as
100%.
like children stuff.
Yeah, 100%. I was telling my coworker I was playing Pikmin 3, and he's like, "Oh, that's a kid's game," and I'm like, "What are you playing?" He's like, "I'm playing Mafia." He's playing Mafia 3, and I'm like, "All right, like you like what you like, but
my thing is like Mafia 3, for example, just using this example, Mafia 3 and Pikmin, both fucking phenomenal games.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe not Mafia 3 specifically, from what I remember. I think the first 2 are way better.
that's what I've heard as well."
But like, I just think like if you have a perception that like a Mario or an Astrobot can't be on the same level as say
You're missing out. Like
you are. You just straight up are. Like you shouldn't keep yourself confined to really weird, like, I don't even know what the word I'm looking for is, archetypes or like guidelines where it's like that's kid stuff. It's like, sir, you should really probably try to play Pokemon at some point in your life. Just a recommendation. You know, I don't know. Maybe you should try it.
Damn, Ty says Pikmin. What are you, 7? You gonna let him do it? You want me to do it? You want me to take him out?
No, it's all right.
You sure?
He's missing out. I'm not losing anything.
I'll fucking do this for you.
I'm,
He's gone. You say the word. He's fucking gone.
No, it's fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm not losing in this. He is.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna take my hand off the mic now so you can hear us again.
Yeah, that's fine.
Anyway.
Anyways, I don't know. Yeah, I think you dude's got to chill. I mean, I get it. You're passionate about your product and your character that you created, and like I do think PlayStation handled that IP very poorly.
I 100% agree with
like,
with that.
He has right to be upset, but it's just like, bro, don't hate on Astrobot. Like that just seems kind of low.
Yeah.
Poor taste even. But anyways, yeah. Number, let's see, 15. Oh, I'm sorry, 14. Astrobot's going to be getting some DLC. Speaking of Astrobot, the release is here, and people are already wondering if there's going to be DLC. Well, during a special pre-release presentation for select invitees, Team Asobi talked about plans for Astrobot. According to the developer, their plan is to add 10 challenge levels as well as 5 speedrun levels for players. So yeah, if you're looking for Astrobot DLC, there's going to be some on the way. Next up, Fallout is officially an Emmy Award-winning TV show, but there still could be more to come. Award season is in full flow, and the past weekend's Creative Arts Emmys have delivered the first wins for the magnificent Fallout TV show. The Creative Arts Emmys took place ahead of the main ceremony, which is set for September 15th. Here are some of the biggest awards to be handed out, where some of the biggest awards will be handed out. But Fallout is officially a winner of 2 Emmys for Outstanding Emerging Media Program and Outstanding Music Supervision. So that's just for starters. But we'll have to see if they win more the main show. Which, is that next week? The 15th? Yeah. Or, well, depending on what you view a Sunday, it's this Sunday. I hope that show wins a lot. I love that show so much. It was such a great show. All right, next up. Excuse me. Next up, Star Wars Outlaws creative director a bit disappointed with review scores. The open world title is currently at a score of 75 on Metacritic for Xbox, 76 on PlayStation, 77 on PC. Speaking of Games Radar, Ubisoft Massive's Julian Grady suggested he'd like the scores to be a bit higher.
Yeah, I bet you
sure.
would.
You're like, so how about these scores? Like, well, it'd be nice if they were higher. Could you imagine someone was like, I wish they were lower. This game sucked. It's not good.
Oh, man.
He says, I'm a little disappointed with the Metacritic. Of course, recognition from press and critics is important to us, but players are really connecting with what we did, he said. There's a level of pride, happiness, and sense of accomplishment amongst the team, and there's still more to come from the game, he added. This will be a game that millions of people are going to play for years and years, and we're never going to stop improving it, he said. Well, that's a lie. We'll probably stop improving it, but today my mind is not on stopping improving it. VGC gave the Star Wars Outlaws a 3 out of 5, called the game a pulpy Uncharted-style adventure that doesn't quite fulfill its potential. I can't wait to play it. I'm just stuck on Octopath, but I'll talk about that later.
I keep hearing good things about it, so.
I do
Besides
too.
the reviews,
I think
a lot of players are
honestly,
liking
it seems like it sounds like it's a good game that Star Wars fans are gonna love. Like, if you're a Star Wars fan, you'll love it. So it's like, okay, it sounds like I'll really like it. The creative director also went on to say that he's going to be making the game better in about 10 days. Star Wars Outlaws released just about a week ago. The team at Massive Games already tooling away a patch to rework the difficulty of some of the game's more controversial early missions. According to comments made by the director, Julian Grady, to Games Radar, Ubisoft has a patch in the works that will retool the problematic stealth missions after seeing data that indicates they are not working as intended. The patch can be expected, quote, maybe in 10 days, according to Grady, which will put the updates released around September 17th at the time of this article. Grady's comments claim the game's aggressively punishing stealth missions were to create tension, but are ultimately not performing as the team intended. Instead, players are struggling and finding those early missions unfair, and Grady agrees that they are. It's an accurate take, he says. Grady also stated that the difficulty spike was something that only crept in within a week or so of the game's launch. He described the difficulty of early mission on Myrogana as incredibly punishing and a mistake that the team would continue to work on. So it just sounds like they're continuing to make the game better, which I think is a good idea. Ty says, the Star Wars Outlaws Reddit really like the game. The community is very pro, much better than the Star... What? Oh, okay, the Starfield Reddit. Yeah, the Starfield Reddit's really weird. Because, like, there are people that really love Starfield, and it's like the subreddit just seems like people that just moan about it. You are correct about that. But yeah, I mean, it seems like there are people that really enjoy this game for what it is, and I mean, at the end of the day, I think that's what matters, and we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see how it sells with the holiday season coming up. Next up, number 17. New and mysterious Xbox and Activision studio Elsewhere Entertainment, which we've talked about previously. They have expanded hiring across into Sweden to craft a franchise with enduring legacy. That's pretty much all we have on it.
Okay.
It's just it's a very mysterious team.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing what they come up with. I mean, it seems like Xbox is using Activision Blizzard to really like do some not unique stuff, but they obviously have the new AA studio working on like mobile games and like other franchises, and now they have this other studio. So I'm definitely excited to see what they're cooking up. Number 18, Ubisoft, who we talked about last week, how X-Defiant doing very poorly. Ubisoft is giving away $9 in virtual currency for free-to-play shooter X-Defiant. Players can unlock X-Coin simply by logging in over the coming weeks. The virtual currency is being offered in the form of login bonuses with 900 X-Coins worth $9 available to claim between today and September 24th. X-Coins can be used to purchase in-game items including cosmetics and the game's Battle Pass. A bundle of 1,000 coins currently costs $10 or $9.99. This game is really failing. If a free-to-play game is like, please log in, we'll give you $9. And it's like, it's not even $10, right? Like,
yeah.
It's not like, oh, we want to keep players like intrigued in our game, so we're gonna give them like $1 every time they log in. But they're also like not super desperate where they're like, here's $10. It's just like, no, $9.
That sucks because, like, again, this is just another game that I feel like looks...
Another game that Deborah was wrong about, I know.
Wrong about what? The game works. It seems like it's fun to play. Just nobody's playing it.
It's a game as a service. People want to play them.
No, they're just playing different games of services. That's all.
I don't know. We keep talking about games as a service failing, and you're just like, they're just not playing the right ones. Well, okay, Deborah. You let me know when they're playing the right ones.
That's not... I never said anything about right or wrong ones.
You did.
You just added that.
Why are you always like...
Why do you always put words in my mouth? Why are you always putting words in my mouth?
You're such a...
You say I say things that I never say.
You're such a revisionist.
But I never said it.
You did.
I said they're playing the wrong ones? Is that what I said?
Deborah,
Is that what I said? Yes or no?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
See, you don't listen.
No,
See, that's the thing. You don't listen, and
how
then you put words in my mouth.
Hold on, time out.
You don't listen, and then you put words in my mouth.
Say the quote that you are saying I said.
Are you going to listen?
Maybe.
Then we're moving on.
No, go ahead, say it.
We're moving on.
I'm listening.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am.
We're moving on.
Say it.
What's next? Something about
Say
Concord?
it.
Concord's not dead?
No, it is dead. But say it. Yeah, Concord's going to make an appearance from beyond the grave. So Concord's dead. It's gone.
Yeah.
It is gone.
Yeah.
Servers are offline. Game's done. Delisted. Probably never coming back, honestly.
Oh, I know where it's making an appearance.
It's making an appearance on Prime Video's
Yeah,
Secret Level.
I forgot about
an
that.
anthology series revealed by Tim Miller during Gamescom opening night live. So, isn't that going to be weird?
Yeah, that is going to be weird.
You know what I bet? I bet you that there was going to be like... Because remember, Concord was going to have like videos, like cutscenes every week added to the game. I bet you
we're going to intertwine.
We're going to see this show, and we're going to see the Concord episode, and we're going to be like, what is going on here? And there's going to be like so much context that was supposed to be in the game that you won't... We're going to see it, and we're going to be like, I have no idea.
I don't even think we're going to miss anything, honestly. I think it's more so... That's such a... for a game that's going to be tied in with like it had cutscenes and like you were gonna. It's a multiplayer only game, but you had like this show going on, and then you have another show. I think they would have tied it in somehow. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
a big event would have happened in there. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah. But anyways, number 20 on the headlines. This is a pretty interesting story that updated since I put it on the script. So, according to Martin Ware, a founding member of the band Heaven 17, Rockstar Games had reportedly offered the band $7,500 to use the band's song "Temptation" in Grand Theft Auto 6. So that was the original report that the band that he said that like this was a ripoff.
Yeah.
It was only $7,000 for Grand Theft Auto.
That wasn't entirely true though. I know that.
Well, we're about to clarify. Yeah.
Yeah.
So originally that was what we were going to talk about here, but Ware has clarified that the price was $7,500 for each
Per person.
of the three writers, putting the total at $22,500, meaning that his original claim was extremely misleading. Ware made the claim saying, I was recently contacted by my publishers on behalf of Rockstar regarding the possibility of using Temptation on GTA 6. Naturally excited about the immense wealth that was about to head my way, I scrolled to which, by the way, like, I get, like, it is all about making money, but, like, could you not be a dickhead about it? It's like, I was thinking about all the wealth I was about to get. Like, all right, dude. I don't know why. I just, like, when I read it, I was just like, I'm glad that they didn't offer you more than that, personally. He said it was $7,500 for a buyout of any future royalties from the game forever. To put in this context, GTA 5 grossed, wait for it, $8.6 billion. But think of the exposure. Go fuck yourself, he says. Look, like, I get it. Number one, very misleading initial claim. I wonder if he, like, thought that people were going to get behind him and be like, this is bullshit, Rockstar, you got to change it. And then, like, they were going to offer him more money. So, like, this is not the way to do it. Because here's the thing, right? Like, and like, I do believe that you should pay, like, not just us, but, like, companies and anybody. Like, you should pay for, like, what you're getting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If something's worth something, you should pay that. Don't try to short or double cross or.
And I also feel like if you think you're worth more, then don't take the money on the table. I don't see anything wrong with.
Wait, hold on. We got breaking news. Ty says, as a neutral party, I will confirm what I heard. Dev said he hates Japanese games.
Which I never said. Ty, I was gonna make you admin. You're not becoming admin. You're untrustworthy.
Ty, my friend.
You're just as untrustworthy as Rome.
Ty, my friend. I'm glad that somebody. See, the problem is, it's really hard for me to take notes of what Devereaux says, like, on a regular basis, because, like,
here we go.
I spend a whole lot of time planning this podcast every single week. Devereaux does a great job on the technical side. Devereaux's setup, he comes in here, I give him the script, he gets some videos, he makes the thumbnail with AI, which, I mean, did Devereaux really make the thumbnail? Well, it's debatable. Anyways, like, Devereaux does a great job. But, like, I'm working through the whole week to make this script together and get everything together. You know what I mean?
You do a good job, too.
Thank you. But, like, my point is that I'm tired when it comes to doing the show itself because, like, I love
I'm
talking
tired,
games.
too.
Right. But I love talking. My point is that, like, I don't have time to sit down right on episode 25. Devereaux said he hates Japanese games. Like, no, I just remember that you said that. And as we can see in the chat, Ty is backing up my claim.
Ty also says the Super Switch isn't going to sell anything.
Well,
he's delusional.
About Nintendo, yes.
He's delusional.
About Nintendo,
Period.
About Nintendo, yes.
Period.
You know what? Hold on, wait. Did the check clear? Yeah, check clear. Okay. Yeah, no, Ty's 100% right about this. 100%. You said
you guys are both
Japanese
delusional.
games. Anyways, for the Heaven 17 thing, I just want to add, I understand, like, oh, think of the exposure, like, fuck you, that doesn't count as payment. I just want to say that the music that was in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas has stuck with me since the first time I played it when I was in middle school. Those songs are songs that I've downloaded on music apps, have streamed via music apps, have watched YouTube music videos on their official YouTube channels. Like, there is ongoing current, like, regenerating revenue from songs that I would have no idea existed, or at least would have went years longer without knowing of their existence had they not been in Grand Theft Auto.
But I think that's the thing. Rockstar's trying to buy the song from them, buy the rights from the song. Any money that
just to stay in the game. Because here's the thing,
like there are songs in like GTA 4 and other older Grand Theft Auto games that have had to have
They've taken
patched
out, yeah.
I think what they're just trying to do is they just don't want those songs to have to be patched out. That's what they mean when they're trying to buy the royalties in perpetuity. You can't just buy a song and like never like give them money. Like I don't think it works that way.
Yeah, you can.
He says for a buyout of any future royalties from the game. From the game. That's
Okay.
what he's saying. Future royalties
From the game. Okay.
That's what he's trying. Rockstar is trying to pay them a flat fee up front, so that way, hey, 15 years from now, we don't have to pay you again to keep the song in our game. They want the songs to stay in the game forever, and that's what they're trying to do.
Okay.
And Ty says the exposure is so important. Think about Deadpool and Sync Trend. Absolutely, like nobody had ever heard of NSYNC, right? Like bye, like great song. Nobody had ever heard of it until Deadpool and Wolverine.
I guess you're right.
And then all of a sudden it blew up. It's everywhere. You know what I mean? So, I think, yeah, it's like, exposure matters. Like, yes, you should definitely pay people what they're worth. But I also think, like, if they're paying you, I think the price that they're paying per writer is very fair, considering there's 3 of them. And I think that, again, like, you might not realize, but, like, that exposure, like, you're making fans for life. Because, again, like, I think back to, like, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, and there are songs in that game that, like, do not fit my music genre of taste at all. But it's just, like, I have those songs on my phone to this day. Like, all of K-Rose. Like, that's not really my style, but they're great songs.
Yeah, I feel like at the end of the day, it's Rockstar doesn't need them, and they don't need Rockstar, and Rockstar will find a different song to play.
Oh,
and,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Last up on the
it.
headlines, number 21, Sony CFO says the company doesn't have enough IP. In an interview with the Financial Times, Sony Chief Financial Officer, my guy, Hiroki Totoki, has said that the company needs to put more of a focus in creating its own IP moving forward, and not just in a specific sector, but throughout the whole company. Whether it's for games, films, or anime, we don't have that much IP that we fostered from the beginning. Because they spent all that money with exclusive games from third parties, a lot of underhanded deals. He says, we're lacking the early phase of IP, and that's an issue for us. Hitoki added that the interview that Sony has been better at finding a global audience for content, and that have already become popular in their home markets. Dev, do you think that Sony needs to do better in its IP game? In terms of, like, the amount of IP it has in its portfolio?
I mean, they have I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. They have a great catalog of IP. Like, right now I have the Astrobot B-roll playing of just, like, all the characters that you can just play as that are, IP of PlayStation, IP of Sony.
So, sorry, go ahead. Finish your thought.
No, I was just going to say, like, creating new IP, I think they're struggling with right now. But in terms of, like, legacy, I mean, I don't know.
So, I push back a little bit, and I actually agree with my guy, Hiroki Totoki. And let me explain why. If you look at the entire 30-year history of PlayStation, I do think that there is a lot of legacy IP there. The problem is what have they done with that legacy IP? They've let it kind of get dormant to a point where the public eye, the public consumer, the current gamer, maybe who's not like a gaming historian or like an old school gamer or whatever.
Yeah.
When they look at it, there's like, well, what does PlayStation have? It's like, oh, well, it's got God of War, it's got Horizon, it's got Spider-Man, and it's got Final Fantasy. Obviously, Final Fantasy is kind of getting away from that, but like, and this isn't and Uncharted. This isn't a knock on PlayStation, but it's just like they kind of have rested on their laurels in terms of the amount of IP they're using. The games they're making is phenomenal, but in my opinion, the future of gaming is all about IP and how much IP you have. If gaming goes the way that we've speculated, and we'll see if it happens, but
I think it's less about how much.
If it gets to a point where it's not about your platform and like games are available everywhere, like let's say Xbox starts doing it and then PlayStation starts doing it, which it's very feasible. I know it doesn't make sense for some people because they're the market leader, but like theoretically speaking, if they wanted to generate that sales, they could. And if Xbox isn't openly competing with them, what's the harm? You know what I mean? Plus, they could save money by not having to make as much hardware. So, like,
but I think it's less about all the IP you have and it's more about what you do with it.
I think it's both.
I think it's both. I think you look at like Nintendo, for example. It's like Nintendo's got so much IP, like they don't even really know what to do with some of their IP. Like Star Fox is in a fucking grave. He's in a grave. Fox McCloud is like he's dead. He's a skeleton. It's just like because there's so much Nintendo IP. Whereas like could PlayStation like dust off some of like Jack and Dexter and do something with that? Like yeah, they probably could. They definitely have the time. It seems like. Well, not time, but like the bandwidth to do it.
Yeah.
And I think that like that's something you're seeing with Xbox right now is what Xbox is doing that's really smart right now, whether we like it or not, is they have a phenomenal portfolio of IP now under their ownership.
To me, it doesn't matter unless you do something with it.
I get what you're saying, and I agree, but like at the end of the day, like the first step is having the IP. So,
Sure. But now you have Game Pass and you have that IP. Where are those titles at? You know what I mean?
Oh, well, that's something Xbox has absolutely fumbled in. Like, where are these Game Pass games? I completely agree with that. But I'm saying, like, if you look at Xbox, again, the first step, I'm talking specifically the first step, is that Xbox went out and they have so much IP. They have, obviously, their own first-party IP, like Halo, Gears of War, the Forza series, you know, Fable. And then you go further. Like, it's like, okay, they bought Bethesda. So guess what? You know, it doesn't matter where it is. Xbox has in their portfolio Elder Scrolls, Fallout, now Starfield, and like and then they also have id, so like Doom, Wolfenstein, like those are all IP under the Xbox banner. Well, no matter where you can get these games, like that's Xbox's portfolio, you know. And then they go buy Activision Blizzard, and like obviously I'm not gonna like beat a dead horse, like Call of Duty, etc., 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 Blizzard, WoW, etc., etc., etc. You know what I mean? Like they've gone out and they've acquired so much IP. I do think that, especially with Xbox making these moves now, the future of gaming is probably that, where it's like, I mean, I don't know about Nintendo, but like I think the future of gaming is like, hey, like wherever you can get our games, we want it to be. So I think it makes a lot of sense for PlayStation to really. Hiroki Toki's right. Like you need to focus on acquiring or making more IP or give more attention to your older IP, build up your IP, because like again, you look at the list. If you were to make a list of Nintendo IP, Xbox IP, PlayStation IP, that Nintendo and Xbox IP, just based off how much of quality IP there is, it just blows PlayStation's out of the water, in my opinion.
I disagree with that.
You disagree with that?
Yeah, I think Nintendo and PlayStation blow Xbox out of the water in terms of IP.
Again, Xbox including Bethesda and Activision and Blizzard?
I mean,
really?
I don't count, for me, I don't count them until they put something out with them. I don't count the Activision and
I think you're
listen. They had the IP, but to me, it's dead unless you use it. To me, I don't even count Fable because there hasn't been a Fable game out since for how long? To me, Fable is dead until that game comes out and it's good. You have to just because you spent the money to pay for it and put it under and now it's under your name. I don't think that counts. I don't think that counts as credit as that's your IP.
So I'm gonna push back for starters and say like. I don't think it's accurate or correct to say an IP is dead when they're actively close to launching a game. I mean, we've seen multiple trailers for Fable, for example.
Okay, then that's fine. I'll count it then. But
Fallout is an IP that they're actively, you know, putting out with like the show and like a lot of the ports.
Yeah.
Elder Scrolls is currently in development. We know it's coming. It's already officially announced. Starfield's something they pushed. Like,
but you're talking about
there's
legacy.
a Call of Duty game coming out in a month.
Legacy IP. You're talking about legacy
Diablo
IP.
is still being supported currently. Overwatch is still being currently supported. WoW just had a major update. I hear what you're saying. And, like, number one, my point was specifically for step one, which is acquiring
No, but you said if you put the IP next to each other. I think Nintendo and PlayStation absolutely blow Xbox out of the water in terms of core IP.
I think when you include Bethesda and Activision Blizzard, I think you're wrong.
I think...
I'm going to legit make lists and put them in the Discord at some point this week. And again, like if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't think I am.
I think Xbox probably has the most IP out of those both all three of those companies.
Ty says I had a controversial take. Xbox going wild. What was my controversial take? Was it? I think he's talking about like the future of gaming being like everything everywhere. Hey man, I'm not saying I like it. I'm just saying I think it's the way it's going.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean I want it to be that way. I don't approve of it. But like again, like I'm gonna call it like I see it. Speaking of calling it like I see it, Xbox's IP list, including Bethesda and Activision Blizzard, is greater than PlayStation's.
In amount, yes.
But I would think quality, too.
I don't think quality, no.
Okay, name 5 PlayStation IPs that are high quality.
God of War.
God of War. And I'm not saying these aren't quality. I just want to.
Yeah. God of War.
Okay.
I'm gonna say. Oh, you put me on the spot now.
Haha. I
Um,
mean, I can go if you want me to give you 5 while you come up with it.
no.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm Final Fantasy.
Do you count that though? Because like it's going to all the games are going to Xbox soon.
Yeah, but I still think it's.
You don't count. You can't count that as PlayStation IP. It's not owned by PlayStation, and they're losing the exclusivity imminently. Hiroki Totoki is literally saying that stuff like that is what they need to avoid.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I still count it. When I think of Final Fantasy, I think of PlayStation. Like,
Even if it's on but it's not. It's Square Enix. It's not. It's literally by definition not PlayStation IP. It's just not. It doesn't matter what you think. Like I'm.
so does that mean that Indiana Jones doesn't count as Xbox IP? In any titles,
I don't think no.
In any titles that they put
I
out
would say you're
multi-platform.
correct. No, I would say you're correct in the sense that Indiana Jones isn't Xbox IP, but the game is a work from Machine Games. So like, no, I would not list Indiana Jones under Xbox IP because it's owned by Disney. It's a licensed game.
Okay.
I wouldn't consider that Xbox IP.
I don't know.
Okay. God of War. Not saying anything bad about God of War. God of War, phenomenal. Not saying a damn bad thing about it. Nor am I saying anything bad about... This isn't even really saying anything bad about the quality of PlayStation games. They are extremely high quality. Like, that's not my point. My point is that what Hiroki Totoki is saying is, at PlayStation, we do not have enough IP. And I agree with my guy, Hiroki Totoki. They do not have enough IP.
So that means you wouldn't count any of the Activision Blizzard games because they're all multi-plat. And none of them are made under Xbox.
I do count Activision Blizzard as Xbox because they're owned
but
by
they're
Xbox
all
in
multi-platform
their portfolio.
games. They're everywhere.
You're not listening to me. I literally said that it doesn't matter where they are. It's still IP.
So Final
Uncharted's
Fantasy
available on PC. It's still PlayStation IP. Like, what are we talking about?
But Final Fantasy doesn't count.
Because it's not owned by PlayStation. It's Square Enix. It was licensed. Like, they paid for exclusivity.
Okay.
It's not the same thing. That would be like if I let you drive my car. Is it your car? No. I let you drive my car. It's still my car. Like, unless you steal my car, in which case I'm calling the cops, it's still my car. You know what I mean? Like,
so that means you don't count Spider-Man either then.
no, Spider-Man is in the PlayStation IP. Ty says it in the chat. Indiana Jones is not an Xbox IP. Well, Indiana Jones is Xbox IP the same way Spider-Man is. I don't consider Indiana Jones Xbox IP. I don't consider Spider-Man PlayStation IP. Yes, they have the line of games that is made by their first-party studios, and they own the rights to that specific universe. But, like, I don't consider that to be PlayStation IP. They don't own that IP. That's a giant exclusivity deal that they pay for. Which is fine. They could keep doing... Hey, I love the Spider-Man games. I'm sure Wolverine's going to be fucking great. Like, keep making games that way. I'm just saying, I agree with Hiroki Totoki. My guy. I'm not agreeing with him because he's my guy. I'm just saying. That's all. Alright, that's it for the headlines. Let's get into the Game Informer Memorial. Game releases for the week of September 9th. Ty says Diablo Astrobot. Oh, hold on. So, I think Ty is trying to 1v1 it. Okay. Let's see. Anyways, I gotta wrap up before my voice gives out for some reason. Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2 came out today on PS5, Xbox Series, and PC. Arcane Blast came out on PC September 10th. Elise PS5, Switch, and PC September 10th. Hive Jump 2 Survivor September 10th. I Am Your Beast PC September 10th. Rugrats Adventures in Gameland PS5, PS4, Xbox Series, Xbox One, Switch, and PC September 10th. Xbox doesn't own Hi-Fi Rush anymore, Ty. They sold the IP to Krafton or whatever, back to the developer. Satisfactory PC September 10th. The Elder Scrolls Castles iOS and Android September 10th. Yars Rising Xbox One, Xbox Series, PS5, PS4, Switch, PC, and Atari VCS September 10th. Demolish and Build 3. Demolish and Build 3 on September 11th.
They really put a game out about demolishing on 9/11. Who okayed this? I'm sorry. What's going on here? What's the publisher for Demolish and Build? Hold on, everyone put a pause on this. Hold on. Demolish and Build. Comes out, yeah, September 11th. Hold on. Look, they're destroying buildings. They're knocking buildings over.
But they're rebuilding it.
The publisher, Demolish Games. What are you guys doing? You guys are putting out a game about destroying buildings on 9/11. This better be part of their marketing. I need to see a commercial about 9/11 about this game.
Oh, that's even worse. I don't think you'll see that.
Oh no! At this point, you got to go all in.
No, you don't.
At this
You don't
point,
have to go all in.
You have to.
You don't have to go all in.
No, you have to. This is crazy. Hold on, there are reviews already? What are people saying? Not recommended. Oh no. That's not good. Anyways. I can't believe that that's a thing. Dragon Quest Monsters, The Dark Prince, PC, iOS, and Android, September 11th. Celestia, Chain of Fate, Switch and PC, September 12th. Grapple Dogs, Cosmic Canines, Xbox Series, Switch, PC, September 12th. The Jackbox Naughty Pack, PS4, Xbox One, Switch, PC, September 12th. Lollipop Chainsaw Repop, PS5, Xbox Series, Switch, and PC on September 12th. Mannequin for PC, VR, and Quest on September 12th. Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection, Arcade Classics, PS4, Switch, and PC, September 12th. Test Drive Unlimited, Solar Crown, PS5, PS4, Switch, Xbox Series, Xbox One, Switch, and PC, September 12th. UFL, PS5, Xbox Series on September 12th. Wild Bastards, PS5, Xbox Series, Switch, and PC on the 12th. Edge of Sanity, PS5, PS4, Xbox Series, Xbox One, PC, September 13th. Evo Tinction? PS5, PS4, PC, September 13th. Funko Fusion, PC console, September 13th. Mexico 1921, A Deep Slumber, PC, September 13th. Alright.
A lot of games.
Well, it's that time of year.
Yeah.
My pick of the week is going to be Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2. Game looks dope.
It looks so cool.
Is this your game of the week as well?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I have the gameplay up. This game looks...
It just looks really cool.
It looks like a mix between like Halo and Doom.
And Gears.
Or yeah.
Yeah, Halo and Gears. I'm really digging the vibe. I know it went in early access. It did really well in early access.
Yeah. Game looks awesome.
It does. So yeah, I guess I usually like for us to have different picks. So I'll go.
But I'll pick a second one.
Okay, yeah, go ahead, pick your second one.
Jackbox Naughty Pack. I love the Jackbox games.
I actually thought that was what you were gonna pick.
Yeah, I love those games. I love the
They're
Jackbox
so good,
games.
yeah.
They're so fun. So, what's
All
your
right.
second pick if you had to pick one?
Probably Lollipop Chainsaw Repop. I mean,
there's also Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection.
yeah, I'm looking forward to that because now Xbox has that figured out. So I'm probably gonna pick that up next year when it comes out on Xbox.
Funko Fusion. I feel like that's gonna flop.
Oh my god, that game looks terrible. Every time they've shown that game, it looks like dog shit. And I really don't like to say that about games before they come out.
It feels like the leftover IP. The game. You know what I mean? Like
It's just oh man. Yeah. If we had a not pick of the week,
yeah.
it's like our not pick of the week is Funko
Let's
Fusion.
not have a not pick.
Stay away from Funko Fusion. Do
No.
not. Well, hey,
I don't want to tell people not to get it. Play it if you...
I'll just say it looks like a bad video game. I would say be kind of aware of that. All right, so we're about to get out of here. Before we do, Octopath Traveler is what I'm playing right now, and I had Heartbreak. So I'm 111 hours in, and I'm following a walkthrough because there's a lot to pick up side stuff. I'm still blown away with the amount of side content in this game that I didn't know was there.
Yeah.
Like I'm absolutely blown away by it, and I love it. In the game, there's like one of the things you have to do is analyze every enemy. It's like analyzing them shows their weaknesses and stuff like that. It shows you how much health they have. It's something that like is very useful when you're playing the game. So, one of the achievements, there's 381 unique enemies, not including like main bosses, like special encounters. And there's 381 enemies that you need to analyze for an achievement, analyzing every enemy in the game. Now I follow this walkthrough specifically. This is one of the achievements I was really following it for, because obviously there's 381 of them, and I would like to know when I can get them and knock them off the list.
ask you, I was like, is there an index or something you can follow in the game?
And that's the problem. Yeah, it's like there isn't. And
Yeah.
so I went back on TrueGenius.com, found a spreadsheet that has all 381 enemies.
So like, what's the point of scanning them if there's not even like a book to read about each enemy type? You know
So
what I mean?
the point is that you scan them, and the way Octopath Traveler is that it shows all the weaknesses under them, and they're like when you first encounter an enemy, they're all question mark blocks.
And then you scan them.
And so like usually the way you're supposed to, like without using the scholar to analyze them, you're supposed to trial and error, where it's like, okay, well I'm going to attack with a sword. Is that one of your weaknesses? And it's like, yes, it is. And it'll reveal it as a sword weakness. However, if you use analyze, it'll just reveal them. You don't have to trial and error. And that's the appeal of doing it. So like it remembers it throughout the game. So like let's say you run into an enemy, you analyze it, you have all of his weaknesses show up, and then you run into him again, you'll still have all the weaknesses showing. So the game is saving these things, but there's no database for me as a player to access to see what I need. So I asked myself a question. I was like, I played Assassin's Creed Valhalla for like 3 months. And I did that. And I was here and I was like, Octopath Traveler.
It made you hate the game. You loved the game and it made you hate it.
Octopath Traveler, I asked myself, like, can my love of the game survive this? And I came to the conclusion, yes, it can survive.
Okay.
Because while it sucks, it is going to be checklist work. Like, I'm going to pop on some YouTube videos. I'm going to, like, turn the brain off a little bit. And I'm just going to...
Analyze some enemies.
I'm just gonna like fast travel to every area, use the checklist, best of my abilities.
I hope you did it really well.
Me too. That's where I'm at. And during football games, I'm continuing my playthrough of Mario Wonder on the Switch. Because I started it while I was on vacation, enjoying some good football this weekend. And I was like, you know what? I'm still trying to get that. I want to get these 2 games wrapped up. Hopefully soon. I thought I was going to be done off the path this week. Now I don't feel very confident. So, you know, we're just going to keep trying to do the best we can. See, like, this, on the bright side, though, like, I'm planning on using, like, I haven't really vacation time before. I'm really going to take a week off. Just, I'm going to play, like, whatever I have to play. Because of Octopath, it's like, I'm sit down and play Star Wars Outlaws. And
Oh yeah.
I'll play Assassin's Creed straight through. Like, I'm you're gonna come in here. I have 3 days. Like, that's the plan. Like, that is my plan. It might be in October, it might be in November. I have to decide that, but that's what I'm doing.
That's like a good week.
It will be. It will be a good week. Right now, this week's a good week. Anyways, that's going to do it for us here at the Gamer Podcast. Thank you to everyone hanging out with us, and thank you for watching. If you like what we do, please support us, like, subscribe. Like I said, join the Discord, which hopefully... Did you ever fix that link in the Discord?
That should be good.
Make sure you join the Discord in the description below. If you like pro wrestling, I have our sister channel, the Broken Tables Podcast, which we will be back, well, I'll be back on Wednesday night doing a watch along to AEW Dynamite, so you can come out and hang out and watch wrestling with us then. Yeah, other than that, that's pretty much all I got. I want to watch the end of this Phillies game. I paused it because it was getting good. So,
Okay.
yeah. Anyways, see
See
ya.
ya.
Bye.